And also, as we go into this, feel free to chat anything into the Q&A for either Lindsay. Lindsay is talking about People Inc.'s approach. I think it is a perfectly reasonable approach. I think it is a very thoughtful, elegant approach to doing this, but there is no one size fits all to any of this. So anytime a content owner, and notice I don't say web publisher there, I say anybody with rights to any content, this is applicable to you. Podcaster, YouTube creator, artist with any kind of asset online, this applies to you. So first and foremost, you have to determine what it is actually costing you, as in the bill that you get, that your IT teams get every month to actually render your content. That is a hard cost. First and foremost, you need to understand what that number is. If you take nothing else away from this webinar, that is that. That is the one thing. Now, second, as you're going through this, once you know how much it is costing you to deliver your content, or your business to deliver your content to non-human traffic, you need to take a look at which companies own the crawlers that are crawling your content. And you need to sort of evaluate based on your company's needs. So People, as a publishing business, is going to have a very different approach to that evaluation than, say, a financial services application, or a travel booking website, right? Like, these are all going to be quite different based on your business needs. But you do need to understand like what each bot sort of does. You need to create a strategy around those bots, and then you need to actually implement. And this is not a one and done. You need to continually make sure that your strategy is fit for purpose. I would argue about quarterly. The first question I get is, but I'm a media person, I'm not technical, I have no idea where to start. And so Tech Lab has worked with very closely with People and many other companies who have gone through this, to actually put together guidance around, here are the frameworks, here's the sort of buckets of the different bots, here's your approach, or here is how to sort of approach creating this strategy. People has done it themselves. Lindsay gave us some excellent insight into what they did exactly, and how it's working. I think that goes a very long way. I also hear a lot of my concern around blocking human beings from traffic, and People is a huge website, and what was the stat you said? 0.03, right? Was the solve rate?
Yeah, that's right.
That's so I would say, once it's quantified, get it into place. You can take a look at this guidance. It is still in public comment for a few more weeks. So if you continue, once you've read the guidance, if you still have sort of burning questions, feel free to either reach out to me directly, Hillary@iabtechlab.com, or leave a comment in that GitHub issue, or any other way, carrier pigeon of communication that you are comfortable with. So the where Lindsay gave the People Inc. approach, the Tech Lab approach is not to dictate to the market what each given company should do. We are only saying you need to evaluate where it is appropriate to block, and we are not saying what those economic models should be. So we're not saying you need to charge X amount, or here are the unit economics, but we are saying you should have some commercial agreement in place before you let AI systems start to crawl your content. And in order to support that paradigm, the CoMP working group created a standard way for AI systems to communicate with content owners and or content marketplaces on the behalf of the content owners. And again, feel free, this gets a little technical, so feel free to throw any questions into the chat as I go through, and I will answer live. Sorry, excuse me. So once you have your strategy, and once you have your blocking strategy implemented with your CDN, the AI systems will come in and say, here is what I would like, here's what I would like to do with your content. Here's who I am. They do identify themselves. The content owner then says, we have an agreement, cool, and packages up the pieces of that relevant content and returns it back to the AI system. That's it. That's how this works at its core. Where there is no agreement in place, the AI system will come in. There is a quick check that the content owner needs to do to make sure that there is actually an agreement in place. I actually really like the allow list only approach that People takes. So if it's either unknown or there is no agreement in place, the content owner says, please go to here's a place online to where you can read my terms, and we can start to negotiate what some kind of contractual agreement would be. This could be RSL, but it could be the company's own homegrown one. It is really just any URL on the internet that the AI system is able to read. Once there is an agreement in place, the AI system will come in and say, hey, content owner, here's what I would like to do with your content. Here's what I'm going to use it for. The content owner says, yes, cool. Our terms cover this use case and gives access to the AI system. Most commonly, that is through issuing a token, but the API itself supports multiple other ways to provide this access. Where there is a marketplace acting on behalf of the content owner, the AI system, instead of going directly to the content owner, will go to the marketplace. We're starting to see these marketplaces from Microsoft, Cloudflare, I believe Amazon has one, and many, many other companies. And those marketplaces are going to aggregate a content from a bunch of different sources, and also do some of those contractual agreements with the AI systems. When there is the first step is the same as directly to the content owner, and then the marketplace will see what it has, and it will package and surface relevant content back to the AI system and deliver it. Very often, but not always, these marketplaces also function as a clearinghouse. So they're doing counting, accruals, things of that nature. This again is slightly different, but I believe it could continue to use what Spur has as far as like reporting and like the actual count piece of it. You can learn more about this entire initiative by scanning this QR code, and I will leave the link live for if there are any questions. And yes, there will be a recording available on Tech Lab's website in a day or two. Awesome. All right. Well, with that, I will close down. But again, feel free to reach out to me, Hillary at IAB Tech Lab, with any questions. And we hope you found today's content helpful.
Thank you, everyone.